Boarding button. Double tap to
Finally,
activate.
the trip I've been talking about for a week or two now, all packed. Yes, really. I'm gonna bring all that pile of stuff, 2 bags, plus the tote bag we're gonna work on, plus my purse, plus the craft bag, got my white cane, got my tripod, and maybe, just maybe, in my parents' little tiny car, we'll find room for Mr. Bear. Good thing my sister's small.
Stop recording button. Double tap to activate. Stop. Pause.
Headed down the I-90 in eastern Washington. It's a beautiful day to travel. Just past Ritzville, and of course, we're crocheting in the car. We've arrived in town, stopping at the McDonald's, and I am still crocheting.
Pause. Boarding
Got
button.
some Chico's
Double tap to
pizza
activate.
in the house.
Pause.
Hello.
Double tap to
I know I've mentioned it on my channel. I'm spending a week at my parents' house, and one of my favorite things to do at my parents' house is come out and check out their yard. My dad loves to garden, grow flowers, plants and vegetables and fruit trees. So we are out looking at, they got 3 pots of pink geraniums right here on their picnic table. And then as we go out to the back of their yard, we've got a lot of fruit trees. My dad loves to plant fruit trees, and so we have this huge apricot tree that has so much fruit this year. I'm sure people who are sighted can see that a couple of the branches are already broken from the weight of the fruit. We're hoping that the apricots make it, and we're even hoping that we will be able to eat some. We did sample one. They're a little underripe right now, but by the end of the week, I'm thinking that we will be able to pick some of these and take them home. This tree has so many apricots, they're thick like grapes, like you got grapes going on or something. They're just so like clusters. The apricots grow in like massive clusters on this. And of course, we've got neighbors out, of course. We've got massive clusters of apricots growing. And we've got a peach tree, which is also pretty bent over. It's kind of crammed in there between the apricot and the apple tree. So it's kind of crammed in there. But we're going to have some peaches. The peaches won't be ready till probably end of August or first part of September. So I may miss out on the peaches. Don't know if I'll see my parents during peach season or not. We got an old apple tree, one of the first things my dad planted out here. It still puts out some apples. Not too many though. Oops. And let's see. Gotta walk around here. And my dad's growing a few red potatoes over here in the corner. And then we've got some, he tried to grow some pea pods. We love pea pods. The pea pods didn't work out this year. But we have some zucchini plants. And a huge patch of, I think white potatoes, he said, or maybe yellow potatoes. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know how much glare is on the phone tonight. It's pretty sunny out this time of night. But they're going to have a lot. I think these are yellow potatoes, he said. We're going to have a lot of yellow potatoes. So that's the vegetable garden. And then we'll go walk around the house and check out the flowers. My parents bought this house a few months before I was born. So this is the house that I've spent the majority of my life in. So I know it pretty well, pretty comfortable. Got some roots here, navigating, even with or without my white cane. And we've got it all decorated for the 4th of July. We got some little red geraniums. Got our American flags out. Looks very pretty, very festive, very patriotic. We got our big American flag blowing in the wind. Okay, that's my daddy. And there's Uncle Sam. They're sitting on the front porch together. My dad loves to spend his evenings out here eating his fresh apricots or his ice cream. They got Uncle Sam out for the 4th of July. My dad he's going to turn 89 and he's still the gardener out here. Still gardens and still cooks. Huh, Daddy? Yeah. You planted all those potatoes, huh?
Yeah.
And zucchini?
Zucchini, oh yeah.
Yeah. And you planted that big old apple tree out there, huh? How long ago you think? Did you plant that apple tree?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't remember? That's all right. And he loves his snapdragons. My dad has gorgeous, gorgeous snapdragons out here. He's got, my sister was out here with me and she already described the colors. My sister does not want any part of being on the computer or the internet or YouTube, which is fine, but she did come out here with me and tell me the colors. We want to respect her privacy and not put her on the computer, but she told me that we have pink and purple and some red and some yellow and some white. I think she said we got some white petunias, some white snapdragons. Lots and lots of snapdragons. They're just beautiful this year. Really, really impressed with how they're growing this year. And the rose bushes they're not flowering right now. We do have a couple of big rose bushes, but they are not. We got a few geraniums, I believe, down here. But the rose bushes are not flowering right now. But that's okay. We got lots of other pretty flowers, lots of fruit. We're taking home some apricots. I'm going to cook a stir fry this week, and we are going to be able to use some of the zucchini picked fresh from the garden. Normally we would also have our own pea pods out there growing, but the pea pods didn't grow this year, so that's what I am doing this week. All right, well, I'm gonna get back inside and get back to my crocheting. So my sister only comes to visit from the East Coast like once a year pretty much. Excuse me. And which is fine. Like, she doesn't, as much as we'd love to see her for Thanksgiving and Christmas, she does not want to travel over the holidays, which we completely understand, right? There's weather delays over Thanksgiving and Christmas, and flights are overbooked, and there's large families traveling, and she does not want to deal with any of that, and we get it. So she comes home in the summertime, usually for my dad's birthday, 4th of July kind of visit. So when she's here sometime in the summer, we always try to do a Thanksgiving in July so that we can have, or June or whenever, so that we can have our big family celebration together. And my dad's worked as a cook for most of his life, and so he loves to still cook for his family. So here it is. We have our turkey that my dad's going to, this is uncooked, on the stove. We got some potatoes on the stove. We got some green beans going on, so we are getting ready in just a few hours to do Thanksgiving in July with my sister. Okay, and what you got in there? You want to tell us what you got in there? In your stuffing? What is it? It's bread, and what else?
Bread. Little bit of ham.
Okay.
Pork sausage.
Okay.
Bread.
And your special seasonings,
Celery
huh?
and onions.
Celery and onions, and then some special seasonings. All right. Well, my dad makes the stuffing for us for Thanksgiving, and he cooked the stuffing at restaurants for years before he retired. That's what he did for his job. Huh. And you'd make it by the bucket full, wouldn't you? At Michael's? You make like a 5-gallon bucket? 10-gallon bucket? 5-gallon buckets full of stuffing for like the Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving and Christmas, huh? You were in charge of the stuffing.
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody can make those.
That is a fact. It's a secret recipe.
Yeah.
So it is only my dad's oh my goodness, we got another thing of it. Woo, we're gonna be eating lots of stuffing. That's good. We do like it. So yeah, my dad's been retired for a long time, so we're the only ones anymore. He used to cook it for the whole town, for hundreds of people, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But now it's just us. But he still likes to make a lot of it. So, and you'd cook for the New Year's Eve banquet at Michael's too, huh?
Yeah.
And how many people do you think you fed them? Like 300? 400?
Yeah, it is.
At least?
Yeah.
Yeah. 300 people. And you were in charge of the prime rib, huh?
I cut on it over there.
Yeah. Yep. And you did the ham at the Easter brunch, huh?
Yeah.
Ham. And for the Mother's Day brunch you used to cook for?
Yeah, Mother's Day, yeah.
Yeah. And that'd also be like 300 or 400 people, huh?
Yeah, cut meat over there.
Mm-hmm. So now it's just for the family. Turn our turkey over.
Yeah. Turn them over.
Woo!
Look at that, babe.
Oh, that's a nice turkey, Dad. You gonna stuff it now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Put them over there.
Okay. All right. It's time.
Yeah. Put some in the inside.
Okay. Alrighty. Stuffing all around the bird, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a lot of stuffing, Deb. We're gonna have leftovers.
Your mother like it dressing too.
Yes, she does.
All right.
Okay, good deal.
Oh, my,
Did you lose something?
the juice.
Oh, you're gonna add a little more moisture to it, a little more broth?
yeah.
Chicken broth, maybe? Add a little moisture to keep it from drying out. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Ooh, that's gonna be good.
All right.
Okay, and that's ready to go back in the oven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then put them all up there to eat them.
Okay. About how much more time do you think?
Oh, cooked about 12:15.
12:15. Okay.
Yeah, 12:15.
Alrighty. We'll keep an eye on that. Are you cooking the potatoes yet?
Potato?
Yeah.
I think a potato I'm going to cook about 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, we'll start the
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the veggies.
And the green beans?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay.
Tap to activate.
And here we
The turkey all.
Here we go. It's time to get the turkey out and carve it up. Gonna stir the gravy a little bit more.
What's the videos with the gravy?
Looking for a gravy spoon, gravy ladle.
Take the turkey off.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh.
Ooh. Wow. How many pounds do you think that turkey is?
I don't remember. Maybe mommy.
12.8. All right. Probably plenty for 4 people. Yeah. Think we'll all do okay with 3 pounds of turkey apiece.
For 4 people.
Yeah. Ooh, it sounds nice and crispy. Like your skin's nice and crispy. Okay, and here is our festive table. We got all the good china out. We got the wine glasses out. We got real wine. We got sparkling cider for my mom. And of course, because we're also celebrating the 4th of July, we got the flags on the table. Alrighty, well, we are gonna get to eating. And of course, we end Thanksgiving in July with Sammy's homemade apple pie. 88 and still making pies and cooking for his family. Hey, it's your birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday. How old are you today?
Oh boy, 89.
89. 89 today. He's the birthday boy, and he's got some strawberries and Cool Whip and cake and a few little presents there. Alrighty. If you're on my YouTube channel, you know that since about the end of April, I was working on some crochet granny squares, and I just decided to make them into a tote bag. And of course, this reminded myself that I indeed am visually impaired and I do not sew. And so, but my sister is very good at sewing, and since she was coming home, I decided we should have a sister project to do, and she did agree to help me. So we are at home in my room, which my mom has turned into her sewing room, or at least her sewing machine storage room. She has not touched the sewing machine in decades, but this is her old Singer Sew 758 sewing machine, which my mom believes she bought probably early 1970s, because she said she had it before my sister was born. So my sister and I were indeed successful. Yeah, we were. Took us a few hours to figure it out, figure out the bobbins and the needles, and get the machine working for us. But here it is. My sister sewed the majority of the bag of the sides together, and then I hand stitched the actual liner to the top of the crochet bag.
Pause button. Recording button.
Because my YouTube channel is mostly knit and crochet, I know a lot of people who watch my channel and my videos are here for the knit and the crochet and the yarn. And if you've watched some of my videos, you've heard me mention that my maternal grandmother used to knit, crochet, embroidery, sew, do all the crafty things. So she lived in Bedford, North Dakota, a tiny town in the 1950s. And you can see this is one of her little newspaper magazines. It's called the Workbasket. And its publication date is 1959. It is now 2025 when I'm recording this. So this little newspaper is 66 years old, and it's really in pretty good shape. There's little bends on the corners and stuff, but it's in really good shape for an old newspaper magazine. But 66 years old. You can see it was addressed to my grandmother, H. Vungen, North Dakota. And so during the 1960s, my maternal grandmother and grandfather and my mom and her two siblings, brother and sister, all packed up their belongings. My grandfather took their furniture and the big stuff on his truck and moved it all the way out west to Washington State. And my grandmother packed up all their belongings that she could take with them in suitcases and moved my mom and her brother and sister and her on the Amtrak train. And this little Workbasket magazine is one of the little treasures that she brought with her. So my grandmother had it in her possession until 1987, when she passed away. I would have been 9 at the time, my sister 11, and we were not yet knitting and crocheting. So I believe my aunt, who did knit and crochet and sew, inherited the book, the magazine here, and then she would have kept it until she passed away. And at that point, some of her crochet and knitting stuff would have gone to my sister and I to look through, and my sister got this. So this is like, I'm going to try to be careful and not show anything that could be like copyrighted information, still possibly, but this little magazine is pretty cute. It's really fun. Here's a, I'll show you the picture of this doily and try to cover up the pattern. And I believe this is just ads, but you can see some of the stuff from the 1950s. Very fun little piece to go through. I know I see other people sometimes showing like vintage crochet and knitting, and it's just fun to look at. So, and if you see some of these ads, you can see kind of the era that this was from. So my sister keeps this at her place on the East Coast because she got it from my aunt, and when my aunt passed away. So my sister brought it out with her. She flew it. So after this magazine traveled on the train from North Dakota to Washington State in the 1960s, my sister took it back with her to the East Coast to live, and she brought it back for me to check out. Now my sister is going to take it back with her back on the plane across the country. So this little book's traveled a lot. And then she also brought me to look at, this is an old Bernat Afghan. These old magazines from probably the 1970s or so. And these are like just some of the crochet blankets. It's kind of fun to look through. I can still see the pictures in a lot of these. And it's very fun to see that some of the same types of Afghans and blankets are coming back in style, right? The same stuff that we are doing today. The granny square style blankets are all new again. It's like what's old is new again. And it's fun to see how like these retro things from the 70s are 60s and 70s are coming back in. So I am definitely having fun. I don't believe these were my grandmother's. I believe that these little magazines were probably a neighbor of ours who we grew up with. So anyways, these are just some of the little family treasures my sister dug up because she knows I like to look at vintage knitting and crochet, and I know that a lot of you who are on the YouTube like to look at vintage knitting and crochet, so I thought I would just share these. All right.
Pause. Button. Double tap
Here
to activate.
is a scarf that I knit for my mom. I made this for her for Christmas several years ago. And it's just a simple, I did not design this myself. It's a free pattern out there on the internet. It's actually fairly simple. It's got just some garter stitch, maybe a few stitches of garter stitch on the edging. And then it's got some lace, basic lace on the sides, on each edge and in the middle. And then we got some chaos in the white. I think I worked this up in the wool ease worsted with just, I think it's white with just a little bit of sparkle to it. And it's got some just, I think it's just a basic 2x2 cable in the middle of the lace panels. It's a white scarf that I made my mom for Christmas. And then this is a little, like a little hood or like a little bonnet or something that I made for her. And I think this is, oh gosh, I think this is the Wool Ease Thick and Quick with some sparkle to it. I did not design this myself either. I got this out of a book. I can't remember the book right now. But this is also a Christmas gift that I have made for my mom. Just some of the fun things to look at home.
Pause.
Okay, we got Sammy. He's making some barbecue pork right now. Yeah. My dad worked at Eddie's restaurant. It was our local Chinese restaurant for years. And anybody who's from our town's going to know about the barbecue pork that was at Eddie's. Well, that's right. Well, I got news for you all. I get to have that. We get to have that privately in our home because my daddy was the barbecued pork cook at Eddie's. So here he is. He's seasoning it up, putting it in the marinade. That was his job for years, huh, Daddy? Yeah. Is that this the big pork loin?
Yep.
Yeah,
Just the barbecue pork.
just the barbecue pork loin.
Shoulder, maybe.
Yeah, pork shoulder maybe.
Yeah. Maybe the shoulder.
Got some seasoning there. And he's got some ketchup. And we don't know what else.
All my seasoning.
Yeah, that's his secret seasoning.
Ooh.
Yeah, and our neighbor across the street is having a 4th of July party.
Yeah.
So my daddy's gonna slice it up just like he was working at the restaurant for years and bring it over on a big platter, probably with some fresh apricots from our garden. Yeah, he's been doing that. It's a new neighbor, but he's been doing that for years, showing up at neighborhood backyard parties with platters of barbecue pork. Yeah.
Stop recording.
Alright.
Button. Double tap to activate.
Well, my dad's prepping his platter to take over to the neighbors for their 4th of July party. Oh, he just picked these apricots from our tree in the backyard, put some maraschino cherries in there. And this is the big vat of barbecue pork ribs that he was making. That's the same barbecue pork you get at Eddie's restaurant, just saying. We got the secret recipe at our house.
Yeah, you can buy any barbecue pork in here anymore.
Nope. Mm-mm. Only at our house.
Yeah.
Nobody else in town gets it. Well, except the neighbors a couple times a year. We got the finished product. His platter of pork and apricots and cherries for the neighbors. And of course, who has a little napkin stash over here with pork ribs to chew on? Yeah, me. Those are mine.
Stop recording. Button.
I'm letting my dad help me with all the prep work for cooking dinner tonight. Even at 89, he is still the fastest in the family at slicing up veggies for our dinner. So he sliced up already the red bell pepper, red onion, broccoli, zucchini, and now he's cleaning the pea pods. We're going to have all that in our stir fry tonight.
Pause. Button.
Okay, look at that. How many steaks we got, Daddy? 4?
Double tap to
And we got zucchini on the grill.
Yeah.
And where'd you get that zucchini from?
Oh, from a garden.
From your garden. You grew it.
Yeah.
From your garden. You grow it every year, huh?
My own zucchini.
And you dig up your whole garden by hand, right?
Yeah.
At 89, you get that shovel out there and you dig it all up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how you stay so healthy at 89, isn't it?
Yeah.
All that hard work.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is one of my dad's favorite meals in the summertime. Yeah, he loves grilled steak and zucchini out of his garden. Yeah. That's some good stuff. Oh, you're a happy guy now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's a busy guy. Can only hope that I'm that busy at 89 and eating that good, boy. Nothing wrong with.
Eating good.
Yeah.
Live good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Stop recording. Button. Button.
Hanging out in my parents' backyard one more time, catching a little more sun today. It's a little cooler, only like 86 or 88 out. Pleasant.
Stop recording. Button.
As promised in my Whip Wednesday video, of course, there's lots of ice cream at my parents' house. Yeah.
Stop recording. Button.
Happy 4th of July. Everybody raise your glass. All right, we'll drink to that.
Stop.
My dad, he's ready for the 4th of July. He's got his fancy headband on. Got his little red, white, and blue, huh, Dad?
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July, Dad.
Yeah, happy 4th of July.
All right, thank you.
Pause. Recording. Button. Pause. Button. Pause. Pause.
All right.
Pause button. Pause button. Double tap to activate. Pause. Pause.
Okay.